In a shocking turn of events, instances of police misconduct have escalated to an alarming extent, prompting a massive legal response. Corrupt cops, accused of overstepping their boundaries, now find themselves at the center of a staggering $20 million lawsuit. The egregious actions of these law enforcement officers have triggered a legal battle that exposes the severe consequences of abuse of power. Join us as we delve into the details of this troubling case, where individuals wronged by those sworn to protect and serve seek justice on an unprecedented scale. On the 20th of November 2022, a Marion Police Department officer observed a black vehicle driving recklessly. Without delay, the officer initiated a pursuit, activating lights and sirens. The driver eventually pulled over at a gas station. Exiting her patrol vehicle to approach the driver, the officer witnessed the driver abruptly speeding off in an attempt to escape. Swiftly, the officer reported the situation to dispatch and commenced chasing the evading vehicle. As we analyze the body camera footage, it's crucial to pay attention to the license plate number and the overall appearance of the black vehicle, as these details will soon become pertinent.
Y'all will run it from his
On foot?
Negative, down gobble.
Did you get your tag, man? Okay. Yeah,
Still going down gobble. You crossed over gobble. I've lost him, but
what was that part of it?
headed back to 76. Get me on Dunlop. Took a ride on 76.
How fast you going?
Got up to 80. I'm at 60 now.
Right.
Turn on Southwood number 2. Baker. On the bus stop. Between Baker and Owens.
What you say? She on video.
Hands out the window! Both hands! You got anybody in there with you? Anybody with you? Take your right hand, open the door. Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground!
In the recorded footage, the officer initially reported to dispatch that she briefly lost sight of the suspect's vehicle. Shortly afterward, she provided an update, indicating that the vehicle reappeared after making a turn. Surprisingly, the driver appeared to pull over again, even though they had just evaded the police. In response, the officer assertively exited her patrol car with her firearm drawn, instructing the driver to raise their hands and exit the vehicle. Subsequently, she ordered them to lie on the ground. Before delving into the unfolding of this peculiar traffic stop, it is imperative to assess whether the officer's decision to draw her firearm on the suspect was justified. Generally, there are no strict rules dictating when officers can draw their weapons, and the decision typically relies on the individual officer's discretion, considering the circumstances. Given the uncertainty about whether the driver was armed, one might argue that the officer was justified in holding the driver at gunpoint. However, as the incident progresses, it becomes evident that the traffic stop swiftly becomes unjustified and potentially illegal. Let's begin by comparing the license plates from the initial traffic stop with the current ones. As observed, both plates are notably distinct from each other. The implication is clear. Despite the coincidental similarity in both vehicles, the officer had mistakenly pulled over the wrong one. This led to the wrongful detention of the driver, David Wiggins. Subsequently, it was revealed that Mr. Wiggins had just left a Burger King when he noticed the flashing lights and promptly pulled it over. To his surprise, he found himself held at gunpoint without having committed any discernible offense. Visibly perplexed, Mr. Wiggins inquired about his wrongdoing and explicitly stated that he hadn't fled from anyone. The uncertainty of the situation became increasingly evident as the officer repeatedly asked Mr. Wiggins if he had fled from her.
No.
Can I ask you what it is?
You run from me?
Copy.
Alright, stay right here. Since you give me that tag.
Comes back to a 2016 Dodge Challenger, last name Green. It's not a hammer. It's clear.
What was the tag, lady?
Victor X-ray uniform 658.
Yes, sir. This ain't even him. But they got almost the identical tag.
You were chasing a blacked out Challenger?
Look just like this. Yeah, you good. Look. Did someone go past you in the same car as you?
I didn't. I wasn't. I didn't.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. No. Hey, you can play with me. You good?
What's the last place you saw him?
He literally had to go around him because the guy off this road, a car just like this, came
Following the confirmation of the license plate number with dispatch, the officer's realization that the person in custody was not the individual they were searching for should have alleviated the tension of the situation. However, what ensued was far from a resolution. As the gravity of the mistaken identity dawned on the officer, instead of handling the mistake with the seriousness it warranted, she inexplicably chose to respond with a demeanor that belied the severity of the situation. In a disturbing twist, rather than showing remorse or empathy for the wrongful detention, the officer's reaction took on a disturbingly casual tone. She was observed laughing and making jokes, a stark contrast to the distress Mr. Wiggins undoubtedly experienced. This callous response further exacerbated the trauma inflicted upon Mr. Wiggins, who found himself at the receiving end of an unjustified and frightening encounter. The officer's insensitivity was highlighted when she flippantly asked Mr. Wiggins if he had been frightened, a question that seemed to trivialize the very real fear and distress he must have felt during the ordeal. Despite a momentary apology, her actions conveyed a lack of understanding or regard for the emotional and psychological impact of her error on Mr. Wiggins. In the aftermath of the incident, Mr. Wiggins, rightfully aggrieved by his wrongful detention and the emotional toll it has taken on him, has taken legal action against the Marion Police Department. His decision to pursue civil assault, battery, negligence, and false imprisonment claims against the city of Marion reflects his determination to seek accountability and justice for the harm he has endured. His lawyer has filed a lawsuit contending that the incident, born out of mistaken identity, was not just a case of administrative error, but also involved the excessive use of force. Mr. Wiggins maintains that being held at gunpoint without cause left him traumatized, leading him to seek therapy to cope with the psychological aftermath of the ordeal. In response to the lawsuit, the city of Marion, represented by their attorney, has expressed regret for the incident. However, their decision not to comment further suggests a recognition of the seriousness of the matter and a willingness to allow the judicial system to adjudicate the case fairly. This legal recourse underscores the importance of holding law enforcement accountable for their actions and ensuring that individuals wronged by institutional failures receive due redress.
Got one running from his fence.
On foot?
Negative. Down gobble.
What's your security tag, bro?
Still going down gobble. You crossed over gobble. I've lost him, but
Where's that part of it?
headed back to 76. Gonna be on Dunlop. Took a ride on 76.
How fast you going?
Got up to 80. I'm at 60 now. Turn on south with the Baker. Come to this spot. Between Baker and Owens.
What you say? She on video.
Hands out the window! Both hands! You got anybody in there with you? Anybody with you? Take your right hand, open the door. Get on the ground! On the ground! On the ground! Yes, sir. This ain't even him. But they got almost the identical tag.
She was chasing a blacked out Challenger?
Look just like this. Yeah, you good. Look. Did someone go past you in the same car as you?
I didn't. I wasn't going to. I didn't.
Okay, you're fine. You're fine. No. Hey, you can plow me. You good?
What's the last place you saw him?
He literally had to go around him because the guy off the guy off this road, a car just like this, came
The case involving Mr. Wiggins and the Marion Police Department underscores the profound repercussions of police misconduct and wrongful actions during law enforcement procedures. What began as a routine traffic stop swiftly spiraled into a distressing ordeal for Mr. Wiggins, resulting in his wrongful detention and significant emotional trauma. The officer's erroneous judgment, compounded by her casual response to the mistake, highlights the critical need for accountability and reform within law enforcement agencies. As Mr. Wiggins seeks justice through a $20 million lawsuit against the city of Marion, the case brings to light broader issues surrounding mistaken identity, excessive use of force, and the infringement of individual rights during police encounters. The legal action underscores the imperative of holding law enforcement accountable for their actions and ensuring that victims of misconduct receive due compensation and acknowledgement for the harm they've endured. The City of Marion's acknowledgement of the incident and decision to refrain from further comments, entrusting the resolution to the judicial system, reflects a step towards accountability and transparency. However, the case serves as a stark reminder of the need for ongoing reforms and heightened diligence in law enforcement procedures to prevent similar errors in the future. In conclusion, the unfortunate incident involving Mr. Wiggins underscores the importance of upholding constitutional rights and ensuring accountability within law enforcement agencies. As the legal proceedings unfold, It is essential to prioritize the well-being of individuals affected by police misconduct and to strive for justice and reform to prevent such incidents from recurring in the future. This case serves as a poignant reminder of the profound impact of police misconduct on individuals and communities and the urgent need for systemic change within the criminal justice system.